Leave sometimes, but this week marks 1 year since the pandemic shut things down. And all week long, we're revisiting people impacted in all kinds of different ways. And for the class of 2020, starting a career was extra challenging.
It certainly was. And last year, Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Mike Savino visited with some of these seniors who were ready to conquer the world. Today, they reconnected to talk about what this year has been like. Mike is live at UConn's Hartford campus. And Mike, how did the class of 2020 do in this job market?
Well, Mark and Aaron, it really depends on the situation. For students who had a job offer already at graduation, they found that those jobs were usually left on the table. But I talked with one student who was still job hunting at this point last year, and for her, things were a lot more difficult.
I was used to always being on the go.
Ashley Gittins was like most college seniors, doing everything she could to prepare for the next step. But then much of the economy came to a halt in the spring of 2020. So too did Gittins' job search.
And then now I did nothing.
Many experts were worried this could be the case for the entire class of 2020, no one knowing what the future held.
Make no mistake, this is probably the most terrible job market that a student can graduate into over maybe 2 or 3 lifetimes.
But many graduates had success. UConn says 60% of graduates found jobs within 6 months, 25% went on to grad school. Companies were reluctant to pull back offers and risk losing candidates, but students who had no offers found trouble.
It was that group of students who didn't have jobs by the time they graduated that it's just a little bit more difficult.
That's the boat Gittins found herself in.
I found so many internships and jobs, and I applied, but then the freeze happened.
She says she got no responses for much of 2020. And then 2 months ago, she got a remote part-time job in her desired field, human resources.
My mom is a nurse, so she did suggest that I go back to school and become a nurse.
Internships remain scarce, making it hard for the class of 2021 to build their resumes. UConn created its own program where students can learn some of those same skills. The school's Career Center is also advising patients.
Visit us often, be intentional about your job search, and really fine-tune your skill set.
The Career Center also had virtual job fairs for graduates. The head of the Career Center says that many of those graduates, more so than usual, ended up staying in Connecticut because a lot of Connecticut companies were hiring at this time last year, and a lot of students were reluctant to move around the country in the pandemic. Live from Hartford, Mike Savino, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.